In Sagittarius, the sign is bow and arrow or archer, fire element, and Jupiter. Jupiter, fire, and bow and arrow archer. Now, instead of going straight to positive traits, now first you can understand the sign. Here sign matters a lot, and sign explains a lot about Sagittarius people, because here an archer does have a bow and arrow that but he has no target to shoot at, and he doesn't know where to shoot the arrow. And sometimes it's also depicted with an archer holding and pulling the bow but missing an arrow. Now this shows the Sagittarius, here the bow and arrow is the energy to do something, but the missing target shows the thing they want to do, or where they want to devote or use their energy. They are missing the target. So in conclusion, they have energy, a lot of energy to do things, but they just don't know where to do it. They don't have a good sense of direction in general. They don't have a target or goal. And fire also shows a lot of energy in general, and this is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter being the Karaka for Guru will matter a lot here. Now coming to positive traits, they can be very enthusiastic and optimistic in general. They can be enthusiastic about gaining different types of knowledge, and they may try to gain a wide variety of knowledge from very different fields. Like a person may be well versed or might have a lot of knowledge about surfing. At the same time, the same person may be philosophically inclined, so they can have a huge they don't have they don't get tunnel vision very easily. They focus on many different things. So in general, they are very enthusiastic about learning new things or learning about different things, and they can be very positive thinkers and positive people in general. So they are very fun to be around, and they can be very adventurous and they may seek new thrills, and these are the people who try to learn mountain climbing for 1 or 2 years, and suddenly they are learning surfing, and suddenly they are learning roller skating. It's because they don't know where they need to denote or devote their energy and time, and they have a lot of it, because the fire element is also a part of Sagittarius. So that can make them very adventurous and free. They are very free spirited. They don't like being tied up or staying in one place and being a responsible person. They just like to be free and explore what they want to do, and all these things can make their mind very philosophical in general. Now these people, their sense of philosophy is a bit different compared to a person, let's say Pisces or Meena from which is also ruled by Jupiter. How this is different is these people become philosophical through experience. Instead of sitting and studying philosophical books or trying to understand humans in general, they become philosophical through experience, and they prefer truth. They seek truth. They speak truth. Truth matters a lot to them, And since they are very truthful and wise also, since they are philosophical, uh, people can trust them very easily. Yeah, honest too. Yeah, they speak truth, so they are very honest and very direct and straightforward in general. That these are all the traits of Jupiter too, and this is the blessing of Jupiter on these people. Now coming to negative traits. Here, since they're truthful, honest, and they're very direct, they can be seen as very blunt, and they have a hard time trying to understand why people suddenly react very negatively or defensively around Sagittarius people, because they're simply very blunt and direct. And because these people are free spirited and adventurous, that makes them very irresponsible, and taking care of family or providing for the family can be very difficult to for these people, as they're very irresponsible because of these natures. If they drop these natures and try to use these natures, like being optimistic, like being very positive, being philosophical and honest, direct, these things will make them very responsible. But in most of the case, because the element is fire, they end up becoming very adventurous and free spirited, and that will make them very irresponsible. And fire nature also shows restlessness. It can be physically, it can be mentally, and they can end up becoming overconfident because they feel they have a lot of experience, and because they are a bit philosophical in nature, that can make them very overconfident after having some physical experiences, like 2 years of mountain climbing or surfing. These things can make them very confident, and this can work against them, and they may end up in bad situations too. And they can be very reckless and impulsive. These are all traits of fire, and this will be present in them very intensely, as fire also shows intense. They can be reckless with decision making. They can suddenly make they can take sudden decisions of let's say deciding to travel the world. They may these are the type of people who get married, and people assume they are going to be very responsible and will be very devoted to the family. But after 2 or 3 years, they suddenly decide on roaming the world or learning some reckless activity, like mountain climbing. Those are not the activities you try to start after you become very responsible, and these are the people who suddenly start all these reckless activities, and all their decisions are going to be very impulsive too. These are all because of fire element, and they can they can argue a lot, even though they are wrong, or they may be wrong in something. They will argue a lot until the other person just drops it. And this can be a very negative trait, and since they gather experience and they are a bit philosophical, they assume that they are the right people. So yeah, avoiding argument is very good for these people. And solution, when it comes to solution, meditation, especially chanting mantras, can be very good, actually can be very excellent to these people, as the ruling planet is Jupiter, and Jupiter shows mantras and all the divine aspects in out of the 9 planets. Meditation using mantras will be very good for them. Chanting, or at least at the very least just listening to mantras, can be very good, and they can avoid all these negative aspects they can harbor very easily because of the fire element. All those things can be avoided through meditation and chanting mantras. And mindful travel, here instead of just traveling the world or roaming around and being adventurous, they can actually have a set of goals, like trying to understand. Now let's say, for example, let's say a Sagittarius ruled person wants to travel to China or Japan, let's say China, there, instead of simply going and exploring without any set of goals or any ideas, they can actually research and make points of what they want to actually study there. Like, and try, let's say a few points could be try to understand the culture, the facilities provided there, the history of some particular clan. If they make points like this, these and travel, they're actually gaining true wisdom, which can support their philosophy. So yeah, planning will be very good for them before travel, and they can journal all the philosophical thoughts and knowledge they gain. This journaling will calm down the fire element and make them more introspective, and this can be very beneficial for them, and they can start teaching anything they experience, anything they learn. And since these people are very enthusiastic and are ruled by fire element, these people will learn and acquire a lot of skills, and teaching them will be very good for Sagittarius people, as Jupiter is the natural teacher, the teacher of Devas. This can be very helpful for them, and these people are generally born with the natural ability to teach something. And finally, debate. If they learn to debate in a healthy manner, this can remove all the negative traits like argumenting or being very blunt, or these negative traits. All the energy used up for these traits can go and clear off here by learning to debate and focusing on vocabulary and trying to deliver the same points without being hurtful to the third person or second person. So yeah, I think this covers Sagittarius.